You ever wonder how to bring a pepper plant in the house for the winter? Right now it's +9. We've had frost, but this plant, the Carolina Reaper, the hottest pepper in the world, is right now in my starter greenhouse. It grew in a pot all summer long, and I am going to show you how you can actually take these into the house, have them survive, because this one was in my house last winter, and then it was put into the back in the garden and grew all summer long, produced a lot of pepper, and now second winter it's going to be in the house. So a couple of things that I want to show you is, if you notice right here, you're going to have and that's the one thing that people don't want, is the bugs in the house. And right now there's quite a few bugs on it. Leaves are nice and shiny. So I am going to show you how to prepare this plant and make sure that it survives all winter long, and you're not going to have a single bug in the house when you bring this in. But I'm just going to do a close-up here, and here you go. So that's the type of bug we're talking about, and if you ever brought this back into the house, you know that it's going to just continue to multiply, and it's going to spread to all your other house plants, and it just becomes a real disaster. So I'm going to show you how to prepare pepper plant so that you can actually bring it into the house for the winter. This is a necessary evil, but it has to be done. All these leaves, you're going to take every leaf off of the plant. I mean everything. So we're going to start with all the large leaves. Now right now I'm in my starter greenhouse. So I am not in I'm not in the actual house, just in my starter greenhouse. This way I know that any bugs in here are not going to be brought into the actual house. Now this building fully freezes in the winter time, so anything that I do leave in here, the bugs, they will not survive. And in the spring, when I start this building up again, and yeah, it'll be bug free. Well, the plant is starting to look really good. Well, it depends on what you think is really good, but to me, there's no leaves almost on the entire plant. It looks quite different, but this is really what you want to do, is take out all the leaves. Is if you have any bug that you bring into the house, chances are your plant is not going to survive. So do the best job you can, get all the leaves off, and I mean all the leaves. Don't leave a few leaves going, oh, it looks so nice, I need to keep them on. Because there are plants that you can take into the house, just right out of the garden, but this is not one of them, well, for any pepper plant. So I am going to continue taking all the leaves off, and then there are areas where you're going to see, can you see that? No, I'm going to have to come back down. There's areas down here, like where it's got a really nice flower, and it's got a little tiny cluster of leaves up in here. Take it all off, all of it, because a lot of the bug or the aphid or whatever you're dealing with, that's what they're drawn to, is that very small cluster of leaves up in here, because that's where the it's the newest or the softest type of leaf up here, so that's where they're going to be attracted to. Get rid of it. And I need some serious pruning. Now, small peppers like this, like, things are going to continue to ripen, but I'm going to start getting rid of stuff like this. So I'm going to continue to prune away and come back and see what it looks like. That definitely looks really nice now. So this is what you want it to look like. Now you're probably just devastated by what your plant is actually going to really look like after you take all the leaves off. You really don't want anything on it to attract any bug. This one I'll let ripen a bit more, and then I'm going to cut it back to about here. Now that looks okay. So here's the amount of pepper that I just pulled off of it. So I'm going to let these ripen a bit more, and then I'm going to harvest the seed from them. Looks like this one, I should be able to collect seed from it right away. So next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to give it a new pot, because you don't want the such a big pot for the winter. You want to actually shrink the pot down in size. It's the same size pot as what palm trees come in. Thinking this is going to be a good option, because then I'm going to be able to see throughout the winter what it's doing. Now with the palm tree pot, there's no holes in the bottom. They're only on the side. So I'm thinking that you're not going to be able to water this much. And I'm just questioning, yes, no. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pop some holes into the bottom of that, because I don't want too much water sitting on the bottom. Alright, that's enough. You okay, Thunder? Okay, so I've got some large holes, and I've got quite a few small holes. When I take the pot or the plant, that looks really nice. So I'm going to give it a little bit of soil in the bottom, and just probably maybe tease away a bit more of this soil, just so I can get some fresh soil on this side. Okay, that looks good. I have to show you this. This is the second plant, because here's the first one. I finished it and it's ready to go into the house. But it's the second plant. This one I took a cutting from the parent plant, and this here is, well, the cutting from it, but this is what I need to show you. This is just spectacular. This is unbelievable how many peppers are being produced on this plant. This one here, it's produced massive amounts of peppers, but because it's October, well, almost November, I know that these won't grow into anything. Season's gone, but to ensure that it is going to produce a lot next year, I have cut it back. I'll just leave all of these on here. There's lots of them on here. I don't want to start counting, but I'm going to see if I can get these ones to even enlarge more. I really doubt it. I think all they're going to do now is just ripen, but I'm going to get it into a smaller pot and we'll see how that goes. Okay, both are done. The second one, I actually gave it just a slightly bigger pot. The root system on that one was absolutely beautiful. It wasn't soggy like the first one. Let's see if these actually really ripen. I don't know if there's much seed on the smaller ones or even if they're gonna enlarge. I don't think they are, but well, let's see what happens. So there's all the cuttings. I'm just gonna go throw those out in the forest, and I'm gonna leave these sitting here for a couple of days, and then they're ready to be brought into the house, and no bugs. Okay, well, my next thing, I'm gonna start cleaning out the dahlia bulbs. So you just don't want to store them with all the soil in here. So it's gonna be my next adventure, dahlia bulbs.